online education. Well, first of all, I uh, I did not think about online education, but I was thinking about online university and online college, school, institute. This one, I'm walking right now next to USC. Let me show you. So this one is a small building belonging to USC, University of Southern California, Orange County. So the building is not very big. This is the building. So when I started to think about online education, to me, university was like, suppose it's like a business or non-profit organization, because some universities are non-profit, some profit organization. So I decided to put them as a package, just like a bank when I was putting as a package. So in case of bank, I was putting without original, I was putting without any kind of online transactions or online checking balance. So in my case, university or college was like showing what they have, programs and everything. That would be a part which is showing the business, showing the university, showing institute, showing what they have, programs, degrees, locations, hours, different things about university, basically showing who they are, about themselves, about them, what they do, and history and things like that. So for me, it was just in Minnesota. I was walking in Minneapolis, and I've seen University of Minnesota, which is not so far from downtown. I went to that university land. I did not go so much inside. I was inside, but for a short time. So I've seen like different things. Before even I was thinking about my university online. I've seen University of Minnesota, the land, and they have like quite a big land, and you can walk far away. And then I've seen some colleges, universities. So I think it was like, okay, I'm gonna put university. I like to have university because I have different packages, and I thought what's good after work, and I thought it's good to have university or institute, colleges. Interested this one. This reminds me of Stanford a little bit. They do have close to campus some place to eat. And I'm in Irvine. This one is a big place for different businesses, and they have many different universities and colleges, kind of smaller campuses, I would say. So I'm here. This is USC over there, and if I go somewhere like this one, you see like Golden State Foods. Somewhere behind there is Pepperdine University. There are some universities, smaller ones around. University of California, Irvine. University of California, Irvine. is quite big. Welcome to UC Irvine. Compared to like some other smaller ones, definitely this one is a big one. Big land, big everything. Yeah, you see Irvine, definitely big. All kind of buildings, all kind of signs. I decided to go just to see. This is School of Biological Sciences. Nice view, take a look. Nice. I like views like that. Anyway, after going through University of California, Irvine land, I think, man, that's a big land. But honestly, for me, education, I don't really discriminate, or I don't divide into, oh, he is good and big and this is small, no good. I don't do like this in my mind. To me, education is education. It can be a small university, private university, even a teacher can give you better lessons than any school. In fact, I believe for music, a private teacher can be better than any school. I'm not saying schools are bad, I'm just saying I don't really discriminate, or I don't really put down just because of the size of educational facility. Anyway, so in '92, like I said, I had nothing to explore. I had all computer. All I had is Barnes and Noble if I need to buy a book, or some other bookstores in Minneapolis, some other name. So I go to either bookstore or library, or sometimes if you want to do something online, that would be like a dream, There's nothing online really. So what I did is I came to certain things already in my mind. I had shopping, I had social network, I had another shopping, mine, not mine, name checking, because I came to idea if you submit to computer it should have certain name, recognizable. If you have 100 the same name, it's not really recognizable, because it could recognize, it could give you a list, but I didn't like to have that way, every time gives you a list. So in my case, if I have one business, it's just one business. I didn't like to mix names, give list and choose from the list. I could, but so if you give a name, for instance, famous name, some kind of, for me, I just change the end or change something, so he has only name. And for email, it's the same. Otherwise, if you send email, it should not go to 100 people. Now, if I have university. Like, I'm not sure what is it. It says on the beach, University of Southern California. Maybe they just like it. Look. So if you have like university, for instance, University of Southern California, it should have, to me, it should have only one name, University of Southern California. Now, in case of campus, like I was showing you, University of Southern California, if they want Irvine, they can put USC, maybe that Irvine.edu or something like that. And they can have a link. So for me, education was like a major part, I guess, for my system. I started kind of like, oh, I want to have university, but then later I found actually education is actually maybe the most important, one of the most important in life. So it's not really shopping, it's not really social network, but what people value many times. I kind of went to deep thinking, but what people value and what many people like to have is a good education. So education, the value-wise, is actually very important. It could be more important than any other package, actually. So I came to idea of that EDU education because you see, I had a commerce. My commerce had certain end. But then at some point I was thinking about non-profit organizations. And to me, non-profit organizations were like say, .org organization, just organization, right? Or NP.org. So, but in general, I like to keep 2-3 letters, but it could be a little more. But I like shorter version, 2-3 letters, so something like that. So in case of education, I came to the EDU, which is education, right? And non-profit or ORG organization, right? So that is for a direction. Now, if it's like international use, then it will go to like EDU, but it could be that FR friends or that this or that. So I did have different variations, but in general I decided to separate education from e-commerce. So my e-commerce ends were different than my education on non-profit organization. So because I wanted to keep computers by certain related things. I didn't like to put computers of universities. I mean packages. Computers with packages of universities with shops. I wanted to keep them separate. So my redirection end was different too. Now, non-profits, I decided to put kind of on the side. Yeah, you pull them kind of like in the way of e-commerce, my shops, but I put them on the side at the end, so they're non-profit.org. And educational, I would say I put them like some other place, but I didn't like to mix them with e-commerce, so I put them at certain places. This is just for education. It's just more organized, and I just know what is what. Because e-commerce is e-commerce, education is education. It's like kind of, to me, two separate things. If you go to school, you don't think about
buying that much or selling that much. To me, you're just trying to get a degree. You avoid any kind of shopping, pretty much, to me at least. Because shopping is for working people and for, you know, to me at least, it's just shopping is shopping. It's something different than education. So I came to idea of separating education, keep education as education, EDU, and then you would pull in the same way like you pull e-commerce, but it would be certain area where I would keep everything. It's on a system. Again, it's kind of like in case of bank. Any university, they can have own internal networks. I was not trying to get in or be connected to their own networks. I came to my own system, which is having own computers and network, and I would need to create a site for them, or a certain business would create a site, and later it would be placed on the system, on my system. It depending on location, I could put them in the middle of the country, and I could put them some other places. I actually see a need in putting on east and west coast. If I expand the system, I would put them close to big cities, because many times certain things you don't need to run back and forth to the middle of the country. I could run to, like, say, to the closer computer rooms. But I always kept the middle of the country is like the main one. If you look at different degrees, at that time I was interested in certain Eastern religions. For me, it was important to have Eastern religions kind of on the side, because I did go to Harvard. Before thinking about the system, I went to Harvard and I was trying to get admitted. So for me, it was interesting. But I thought, when I was thinking about my system, I thought, why do I need to really go? Why do I need to go? To, like, for instance, I want to take this. What if I want to take a shorter one? Shorter without all those big requirements and all that. I want to take a shorter kind of class or program on Eastern religions, right? And I started to think about that, and I came to the idea of online education shorter program. So my first online education actually was from thinking I want to have a shorter class, a shorter program online. So I don't need to drive, I don't need to fly, I don't need to worry about rent, work, whatever in that location, because I've seen like around Harvard, I've seen like the rent is kind of a problem, you know, it's like hard to find a place to live. You can, but the price sometimes may be too much, or I would say it's just, I guess, a lot of people in that small area, and if you want to find something, you need to go far away. They do have subway, some take subway, but it depends. So to me, it's like to have education, it's not only education, but you need to go through certain things, you know, to find a place to live and where you're gonna eat, and, you know, different things like that. But then again, if you don't want to ask your parents for money, where you're gonna get money and all that. But after a while, I thought it's quite good just to do online. I don't need to go to Boston. At that time I was in Minneapolis. I thought, I don't need to go to Boston. Any program they have, they just put online. Okay? And then I thought, how they're gonna put online? And I came to the idea, whatever university I have, they would say, we have classes online, and they would give classes, and it would take you, well, suppose somebody click on it, it would take you to the online part of university. So to me, from 92, first I came to just a regular one, without teaching anything, just telling who they are and what they offer. And later I came to the idea of online education. Because normally stores offering different items for sale, but the university is not offering. They offer everything inside. So I was thinking, okay, it's okay. They offer something online. Some people are trying to sell jeans and shoes or sweatshirts, but some people like maybe to sell some classes. So I came to thinking, I think it's a good idea. I think many people would actually like it, even me, because yeah, maybe it's not the whole degree, but at certain point in your life, maybe you cannot go, but you can take online. Even now, actually, I'm thinking about taking a class online, which is actually in North Carolina, I believe. Duke's University. I want to take one class. So I think it's good. I mean, even if you have university, it does not mean like you see Irvine or you see. Even if you have university, it's not always they have a class that you want. So to me, online, I had searched already everything, right? To me, I could find a certain class, and it could be far away, but you can take it. So to me, online education was like not only close, like some people right now, because of COVID-19, they don't go to school, they take online. For me, it was not only like that, but far away too. Like if I cannot find certain class, certain specific class, but maybe somebody is offering far away and I can take. So my thinking was like that. My original thinking was like even taking classes of Harvard, the same Eastern religions, but a shorter class. It doesn't require finance and all those, tuition, all those admissions, normal admissions for 4-year degree or master's degree or PhD degree. So I thought it's quite good, and I thought at that time maybe I even can take that class. And then, like I said, I came to the idea of a class online, shorter version. Why shorter version? Because first of all, 4-year degree, it's a lot of requirements. Second thing is the cost is much higher. And also they need to see you. To me, degree, like bachelor degree or master's PhD, they need to see you, right? At that time I wasn't sure if I can even think about master's or any degree online, but I think shorter version would work. And so, like I said, I came to the idea of that platform, right? Which is like package, which is like first offer what they have, and the second part is online, whatever online classes they offer. I did tell my wife. So, Alexa. So, and she was asking me questions. But I said I like it, shorter program. And she asked me about the whole program. I said I would need to talk about to the university if they want to go with the whole program. To me, honestly, the whole program I never see anyone. It's kind of strange, I would think. somebody need to see you there. You need to show up at least sometimes. Maybe even sometimes exam. Like before they had, it's called distant education. I think even now some of them you can find. So distant education. Now distant education, they go take exam, they go and study. But at that time it was distant education, but they didn't read online. They were buying books or materials and study and come back. So to me, if you want to go for like PhD or master's degree, it should be like maybe not so often, but still you need to visit 100% degree online and nobody saw you. Well, I can see on the webcam, it's true, but still I think you should still go sometime, to me. Yeah, they can see your driver license, they can see your certain maybe education, they can see your face, yeah, webcam, but I don't really like idea of 100%. If you wanna go for bachelor, still I think you need to stop by at least sometime to see someone or talk with someone. Webcam is a webcam, but I think physically they need to see you, and physically they need to see your ID and everything. So, because granting degree is a responsibility, to me they need to see you. Now, I did talk about the whole education. So, first I came to short classes. I see a lot of short classes right now online. In fact, Harvard is offering short classes, and Stanford and many other schools. Probably Irvine, most likely Irvine, UC Irvine. I have this my sweatshirt UCLA, probably UCLA. Many universities are offering short version of education, maybe certificate programs or just classes. So that was my education, original education online from 1992. So for me it was like that, university or institute, and second part online. And now what's online? Online is take a look, California Institute. Take a look. Marine Lab, California Institute. This is like a small beach on Corona del Mar kind of side. So, what I want to say, I did have from 92 a package. That's my package. That is actually, I consider my innovation, because now, like I said, 91 I came to US. I was going through observations, different checking, looking. Then I came to my own system. AOL had own system. I came to my setup and system and network. I came to online education, and I think it is innovation, because first of all, nobody had that system. That system has certain layout and certain ways. And second thing, how those sites are made, that is my way. It's just my thinking. And then short education, that's my way. Whatever I said about the whole program, I said I need to talk to school. It's up to school. It can be, to me it can be, but to me still people should visit things like this. Like you see, I told you about the lab. This is Marine Lab. see marine lab, California. Things like that, like labs, I think people should visit. Even if, like, for instance, there is 4-year degree, but there is like lab, for instance, this lab. You don't do lab at home, you know. I know some people go to medical school online, but at certain point they need to visit for something. I think for lab definitely you need to visit. I don't believe lab at home, but many studies, and I would say what they call them, not practical, but the other side, you know, like just to know foundations, but not the practical side, but just to know that part. You can read and you can do online. And to me, actually, believe it or not, if somebody's talking about like global warming and talk about pollution and all that, actually I think it's good, because in this case people don't drive as much and they don't pollute the air if they study from home. So like if you count all those classes, suppose in the United States, I don't know, suppose 30 million, 50 million students, and even if like some part of them is not driving, that's actually good for global warming, because not so much pollution and CO2, right? So to me, actually I think it's okay, you know, that online education from the global warming point of view, I think it's good. But like I said, for the 4-year program or PhD or master, I would consider showing up at school and to have something, maybe take even some exams. Suppose you go to school for 4 years, I think maybe once a year it's okay. Once a year you find a time to take certain exam or show up at school or something, because I don't believe in 100% online with webcam, you know. Anybody can scam. So, but short degree, I did like, how does it look? Short degree from 92. What I was thinking about. I was thinking about, first of all, materials. Like I said, at that time I was concerned with Eastern religions. I wanted to take certain class or classes, shorter classes, just for myself. I don't care about, you know, those for work stuff, you know, work kind of stuff. Yeah, just for myself. So, to me, what do I need? What do I like? That's how I was thinking. What do I like? What do I need? I do like materials. You log in. When you take a class, you log in. I had normal way, which is name and password. And then it tells you what class you take. And then you click on that class. It just give you materials, lesson 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, whatever. You click on that, it gives you materials. To me, it's good to have videos, so you can read, you can watch videos. To me, it was kind of boring. Even today, just to read it's kind of boring. So I was thinking it's quite good to watch some videos. Now they can have like certain suggested videos, like if you study photography or if you study like cinema, they can offer something. In that case, you would need to go to library or buy online, or maybe they can post on YouTube, or they can post on their platform if that platform is allowing to add videos. I actually think it's good if they have small video platform for them to use for video materials, kind of like a smaller YouTube inside. What else I thought? Well, you can have like small social network. Like I said, I had another version of social network just for students. You can use that for the students who go to school, or like for your degree, who really go to campus, or you can use for shorter degrees, shorter certificate programs. Just social network for people. Like if I'm concerned with Eastern religion, and if besides studies I want to talk to someone, but I'm at home, you see, how can I talk? And there are some people, suppose like me, taking the same class, so I would just talk to them. And even now I see some of them, they do have like kind of like chat or talk between them. That's my way from 92. I'm sure whoever was implementing that, they knew my tag, they got it from my ex-wife. Because all I see, university, short programs, online, materials, videos, kind of social network. I know it's mine. My brain does not think like anyone else. So, web, regards to web, most likely someone came to web. I had that project and everything in 92. They came to web most likely in 93, 94, 93. It's not really web education. I came to online education. That's my design thinking. He might come to like certain part, something of his, but like I said, to me web is like linking, and web is like these pockets, you know, it's a delivery way, or for the speed way, but for design, for like as innovation, I can say most of what I see today is mine. Honestly, it's not AOL's education, believe me, because AOL didn't have it. Why AOL? Because AOL was one of the first ones who were implemented, and then Yahoo. It's not Yahoo's education too. So at the Innovation Center or Design Center, I can talk about my part. Some people who were developing that programming, they had their part. I only talk for myself, I don't talk for programming. Because before programming, you need to know what to program. See, suppose you know language, you need to know what to what do you program. So they were repeating my innovation of online education, and later it was implemented. Now, what I see today, it's kind of, there is a shift. My original way was like short programs, online, university, institute, college, not so much schools. I did not think about schools that much. But what it looks to me, many people are considering schools online. And the traffic wise, it's much higher traffic than my original ideas, because of COVID-19, I honestly did not even think about the traffic, that can be traffic like this, where most people are staying home. So you need to assume the traffic online to that platform is way beyond what I was thinking about. Because in 92, like I said, it's just only you take some classes. Many people go to like university and you take classes. You have some online, but many people go to university. But now there is a shift because of COVID-19. Everybody want to be online, and only few go to college or university. You know. So for me, you need to have some other management from technical point of view. Definitely. It's not really adding Wi-Fi's because Wi-Fi, let me tell you what's Wi-Fi from 92. Wi-Fi is a short wireless connection. Suppose you have a line. Okay, suppose this house. See this house. Any house. You see they build house over there. Okay, they build house. Suppose that house has like, what's a big house? I don't know how many rooms. Suppose they're gonna have six bedrooms. Suppose you have certain you decide, okay, for this house you're gonna have six bedroom, right? And you put like digital connection, digital line. Now, digital line for 6 people and digital line for 1 people is actually different. Yeah, some users, routers, they put like few on one. Well, if router is okay, if he's not using in his kitchen and he is going to, like, say to other bedroom because of reception, it's okay to have router and all this. You put Wi-Fi in that room, but it's going to one line. So all it is, one user switched location. So you have one user, and suppose you have router, you have different Wi-Fi units, right? So now that user just switched location, but still whatever is going to line is only one user, but he switched location. Now if you keep putting many Wi-Fi's but the same line, you don't increase lines but you only increase Wi-Fi's, basically you are overloading the line. So if someone is talking, oh, we added so many Wi-Fi's, we added so much Wi-Fi, just adding the Wi-Fi without adding the lines, it's in some way nonsense, because you're gonna overload the line. Originally from 92, what I had, if I have at home, suppose I have at home wireless and like 2-3 users, right, for that line, suppose. That's it, 2-3 users. Don't put 30 users, 20-30 users. Put 2-3 users for one line, right? So if like you go to Starbucks, I think sometimes some lines are overloaded. It's Wi-Fi, but whatever goes online to the line is just too many, and it says something. I've seen it on my cell phone. I've seen it like something like too many people or busy or whatever. So whatever you have, like for Wi-Fi, whatever project you might have, just keep in mind you need to have many lines. So it's like a home. Whatever is at home, you have, suppose you have what? Like I have, I think, Spectrum or something. It's with TV, there are a few users. That's it. 3 users, suppose 3 users, 4, 5 users for one Spectrum line. But don't try to put too much. I think even 5 is too much. Because originally one line is one line, you know. That's the best online. Now, if you have like many school students and everybody decided to go, let's say, online. Yeah, they do it from home. And from home it goes to the system, but still, the traffic-wise, before at school, they were sitting and nobody was taking line to the system. Now everybody is taking line to the system, so you need to increase lines. So sometimes you need to increase lines for the, like if house, if you want for your kid. For instance, if you want really for your kids to have online education, full-time, blah blah, I think you should get a special line. Or like say you have 2-3 kids, you get additional line just for them and let them study. Because if you keep putting Wi-Fi, I think you're gonna start abusing. So if you don't want to abuse, you need to pay for the, basically dad or mom should pay for the line. They will be connected. But okay, they're gonna take the line. But my concern is to the system. Do you have enough lines to the systems? Yeah, they can give a line to the main network, but on main network it could be overloaded because my main network was designed for a certain time. I did say it should be more time than telephone because people online are much more than telephone. No, but in my mind I did not think about people 8 hours a day on computer. See? And to so many people, everybody 8 hours a day. So if somebody is 8 or 10 hours a day or 11 hours a day on computer, you need to change your lines. You need to increase number of lines. You need to increase everything. And probably you need to have more computers, maybe duplicate more computers, the same thing. Because yeah, it's for multi-user, but there is limit too. It's not like unlimited. Even if they say about C programming and everything, multi-user, but there is a limit too. Believe me, there is a limit. If you wanna have within certain time, it should be a limit. The more people, the more slow down you expect. So what else? So online education to me is like just one of the options. It's just one of the packages, and I do not believe it's 100% substitute to like in class education. Because like if I want to learn how to play guitar, yeah, some things I can learn at home, but still I would like to visit a teacher, instructor, how to play guitar, or if I like oil painting, I do like to visit teacher. Some things I can learn online, some things teacher. Definitely with videos, it's more interesting. My personal view, you can learn much more with videos than just reading. That's just my experience. I do learn from videos more than just reading. There is a saying, it's better one time to see than 100 times to hear. So I think it's true. It's better sometimes to see than keep hearing. So video would be to show. But sometimes photos, snapshots, photos are helpful. What else? Online education, mail. You do have mail. You can have mail within your platform, like for the banks ahead, internal mail. But then you need to have computers for that mail. Or you can just use external company mail. You see, the video I record 1 hour, but I was thinking, I don't think for 1 hour. I think then I stop. I think so. Design thinking is like this. So first you notice, right, or you understand, and then later you emphasize in IDEA. So if I have, like, I notice I don't have university, I just, you know, I notice, but then I start to think and counting human factor or anything, I came to my site how it's gonna be like, and then later emphasize more ideate. I came to online education, which is short classes, counting that less requirements, short programs would be more suitable. So at home I will show you more about online education, because some things I need to see. But to me, online education is very important. It is a package on the system, but like in our life, education can be the most important, or one of the most important. And I think it's very important to take time to develop the right site and to have the right experience and to deliver something important, helpful, whatever people can use during their life. I'll show you at home. So when I get home, I'm gonna talk more. Looking at different sites, let's take a look at Harvard. Okay, that would be explore. That's how my normal way would be. 492, you explore programs, okay, undergraduate, graduate, PhD. Now you have this one, right? You have this all that list, okay? You click on that, it will give you information, more information, okay? This you apply here, apply. Okay, so basically what I had is whatever they offer, okay? You can design, you can change a little bit here and there, but the same thing. You have undergraduate, whatever they offer, undergraduate, and the list and links, you know, you have links. That's how my 92 way was. Whatever they offer in links, you know. You click on link, it gives you the whole information. Now from this point, apply or contact admission or contact someone, you know, for your questions. Maybe like some kind of main place that is answering questions. And now if you look at, say, graduate degree, again the same, you see how they put big pictures. I did have big pictures, my 92 way, big pictures here and there. I did like because AOL at that time didn't have big pictures, and I was thinking about my difference, so I came to that my difference, big pictures here and there. Again, this one you see .edu. Edu means it would be directed to educational site, and my educational site would be like, let's say, my educational, well, I put here education, but I can put education right here next to non-profits, okay? So if I put education, that's my education, next to non-profits, nonprofits.org, or any end that I choose for non-profits, and education I can put here. At the same time, I could put profitable education, like for profit education over here, non-profit over here. But I did like to keep the education under EDU, so this redirecting would take me to EDU, and I would keep all EDU's education over there. Now, if you look at, let's say, menu, about, that's my normal way. About, it would tell about education, about that university, about history. That was my way, history, because I had many users, right? And especially it's international system, so for foreigners would be, it's good to read, because they have maybe no idea about certain company or organization. And now you click on anything, leadership, for instance, dean, you want to see the dean, okay, you see president, okay, you see, that's my normal way, picture, and the name, picture name for about us. I'm sure whoever started that, they probably knew about me and my ex-wife, because that's my way of doing things for online education.